Hello my friends, this is Marta and I am coming back with another video tutorial. I will be making some exploding box today, and before I'll start making a box I just want to quickly show you the cardstock I am buying for my cards. This is the SRA2 cardstock, which is slightly bigger than the A2 size. It measures 45 centimeters by 64, so it's really huge cardstock, and I am buying it in a 400 or 350 GSM. This is a very sturdy cardstock and it will hold any of your boxes, any of your card makes. It's really nice for the card base, and it gives you a lot. You can basically cut 3 of the 8 by 8 inches card and you will still have this tiny slip left for like a sentiment or something. But what I'm gonna be doing today, I will be making this 4-side like a exploding box, but I don't want to make like a little square box. I want to have it double the height, so once the box lid will be open, all the flaps will be still like nicely hold, and I just think that the taller boxes looks nice comparing to this little like 10 by 10 centimeters or 4 by 4 inch square box. So I'm gonna prepare myself my box base and the top, and then I will be showing you, or actually I'll show you now and then I'll speed up the rest of the video. For my cardstock today, I've got this lovely Summer Dreams pad from the workshops, and I was inspired by this pattern, this beautiful I actually take it out. I'm gonna take it out, and this is the floral pattern I want to use on my box. For that, I've prepared a couple additional colors which I want to incorporate to the card. I've got this gold matte cardstock, I've got some teal card, and this yellow color like a specialty paper. And I think all these three will go nicely with my pattern paper. On top of that, I'm having some ribbon. This is the ribbon I was using on my previous projects, and I also found in my stash purple lace and the white one. Have a look. So there's a lot will be going on this card, and I think it's just, at first you can think that the all colors are overwhelming, but if it's nicely composed and it's not too much, you still keep a balance between all of them, I think it would work. It will work great on this card. I quickly show you. I was using this ribbon. I'll show you my card. I still have it. I'm not sure if I'll upload that video already, but this is the card I was making, and I used the ribbon to embellish the frame. So have a look on that. And because I really like this purpley lilac yellow color combination, I've decided to make something similar for my another card. So I'll get back to you once I will cut all my boxes and the little squares which I'll be using to color my box. Like, I will make a white frame from the box, and then I will cut these little pieces, this cardstock, into little squares for my mats and layers, and I'll be adding them to my box. So I'll speed up the rest of the video, and I hope you will enjoy it. Thank you so much for being here, and I wish you all a wonderful day. Stay blessed, Marta. So now I'm just gonna quickly show you how am I making the base for the box, and how do I calculate what do I need. So I know exactly that my box base will be 4 by 4 inches. So it's 4 by 4. I want to double the height, so I'll need to cut another bit which will be 8 inches long. So I know on this side I need my paper to be 12 inches tall. I need the box to have 4 sides. So if I'll do like that 4 times, oh, it's not perfectly even, but I'm sorry. Anyway, if I'll do that, and each of them's got 4 inches, so I'll know that this side need to have 16 inches. So we've got 12 here and 16 here, and I will need a little flap, so that will be 1 inch extra on the side. So I know that for my bottom base I'll have to cut myself a paper which is 12 inches by 17 inches. And now to make my box, the top lid of the box, I want to have same 4 by 4 top base, and then I want my flap to be 2 inches tall for the box. So I'm gonna make it double to make it nicely even finish. And if I'll do that from both sides, I know that this is a 4 inches here, 4 here, and 4 here, so that's 12 by 12. Again, I want this little piece to be slightly bigger than the top base, than the base of my box, so that's just gonna be 12 and 1/8 of the inch by 12 and 1/8 of the inch. So that way, if I'll score 2 and 2 lines from each side, I'll know that this little square on the top of my lid will be a teeny tiny hair inch bigger than the base of the box, so that way the lid will close nicely. So knowing that, I've prepared myself a little piece for the top bit, and I'll be scoring it on each of the 4 sides. I will be scoring it according to my map, which is 2 inches from each side. So have a look, we're just gonna take it and we're just gonna do it 2 and 4 and move it, and then 2 and 4 and again 2 and 4, and on the last side it's 2 and 4, and that way I will have this lovely lid for my box. Since I'm having a scoring board, I will just make the scoring line for my card, and I'll just quickly show you what am I doing. So I'm gonna be scoring every 4 inch, so it's 4 and 8 and then 12, and because I don't have as big scoring board, I'm just gonna move it slightly, make sure the scoring line match, and I'll make another score here. Now I can make the first score all the way down at the 4 inch mark, and I'll have to move my scoring board just a teeny tiny bit to make sure I'll have enough room here. There we go. And now I need to make another scoring line at 8 inch, but it's very important that I leave this last bit of the box untouched. No, it doesn't matter. I'll have it. And then I'm making another scoring line 8". So it's 8. I'm making it all the way down and then moving my scoring board, and then here we go. So this is our scoring plan, and then we will be cutting the box. I am cutting 3 of those little squares from each side, and I'm leaving the fourth one as my flaps. Then I will be cutting them a little bit just to make it easier to fold my box together. As I have creased all my scoring line, I am able to put my box together. However, because the box is made from the very thick cardstock, I'll have to cut teeny tiny bit on each side just to make the box possible to fold nicely. So I am cutting those little notches, but only, and it is very important, only on this first side flap, the one which will fold into the box on the inside part. You do not cut any notches on the second line of this folded, side, because that way you will end up with a hole on the box. So this is the top part, and now we're gonna cut all the base bit. I am cutting those 2 little pieces, and that leave me this little flap for my box. Now I am increasing all the score lines, and one side of the box I will be scoring on the inside, and the other one I will turn around, and then I will be fold my flaps other way around. So that way, once I have the box together, it will open nicely. I cut myself little squares to embellish my box. Now the box squares, the squares on the box, they are 4 by 4 inch. So I just cut this teal color square, which is like a 1/8 of the inch smaller, and then I cut this floral pattern also 1/8 of the inch smaller from the teal one, and then because I wanted to have it super special look, I've decided to put this teeny tiny frame from the gold cardstock. And for my box, I need to prepare 8 of exactly the same squares. I am attaching my squares with the help of the liquid glue. And once it's all glued together, I am ready to assemble my box. I prefer to do it to glue my squares down before I assemble the box, because it's just easier and you can add a little bit more pressure and then make sure everything is just, glued nice way. Because I did the mistake in the past that first I was gluing the box together, and then I was trying to embellish it, but it was very hard, and then it was looking uneven. I am also preparing myself a little stand to put it inside of the box. I took 12 by 12 cardstock and I scored 4 inch from each side, and then I will be cutting off those squares on the corners. And what it will give me, it will provide me with this little stand, so once the box is open, it's not the hole inside, but it's level up. You can see it over here. And what I did, I forgot that I should actually cut off 1/8 of the inch from each side, just to make it a little bit smaller. However, it's easy fix. I just made additional scoring line, and then I will be just cutting off a little bit extra with the help of my scissors. As you can see, even though I've made tons of those boxes, I am still sometimes making the mistakes. They happen to all of us. The most important thing is just do not get yourself upset, just try to fix it. And this one is very easy. You can just chop off couple millimeters from each side, and because this stand will be glue inside of the box, no one will ever even see if it's cut it straight or uneven. As you can see, it took me a little bit just to make sure my box is just perfect size, but I prefer to do it a couple of times, just go over it and chop a little bit at once, rather than cut it too much and then I'll have to reach for another piece of paper. So once I have it ready, I am ready to assemble my box together. And what I will be doing, I'm planning to glue all those four bottom bits together, one on top of another one, and it will make the box quite heavy, but thanks to that it will be sturdy at the same time, because you will see later on I am using some clay embellishments to put on those inside flaps. And because the box it's very heavy, it's made from the heavy cardstock, it will stand and hold nicely. I am taking some double-sided tape and I am attaching it to each of the four inside edges of the box. And what you're gonna see in a second, I am slightly lifting the release paper from this double-sided tape, but just teeny tiny bit, and then I am securing it with the masking tape. That way, the glue is not entirely exposed, and it will make easier for me to put the stand inside of the box, and once it's all there, I could take off those strips and then release the glue. And this method I've tried it many times and it's really great, because that way your edges, the top edges between the stand and the box, they will be glued together perfectly. So as you can see, I am moving the box to the side, pressing slightly, and then I am releasing the paper from the double-sided tape, and that way it's all glued nice and even. My next step on the box will be creating those mini birthday cake. For that, I cut two little circles and two long strips of the paper. Each of them measures 2 inches, and now I am scoring it half an inch on both sides. That way I have this 1 inch tall strip with two flaps on the sides. To make it easier for me to glue it around my circle, I will be cutting those little notches on both sides of those long strip flaps. You can see it right now. I am just cutting little triangles. It doesn't have to be very even. No one will see it because it will be glue inside. I am taking my pen and trying to curve these little strips a little bit, and then I will be gluing it to this top circle. I just wanted to add that if anyone is finding making those birthday cake difficult, there is a new release die on the market. And I know how to do those cakes. However, it's really time consuming, and I'll definitely gonna be ordering the one. But if you're curious, the Lady E design has actually released some of the dies, like new sets, and amongst them there is a set with the birthday cake. So that way you just have to run it through your die cutting machine, and you've got everything, like the top base and the strip with little notches. Everything is die cutted for you. I really like it, and I'm definitely gonna be buying that one. Now I am gluing my bottom bit as well. I do exactly the same step as on the top one, and then I am attaching one on top of another one. Although I was trying to be perfectly straight, my box is not my birthday cake, it's not ideal. However, all those little imperfections I will be able to mask with the help of the ribbon. I use the help of my computer and print myself a few sentiments matching for my card. I space them so they will be large enough so I could cut the circles. And it's very easy to do on a Word. You can just insert the shape. This is what I'm doing. I'm just inserting the circle shapes to the Word program, and then I'm just adding the text inside of them. And then finally at the end I am just formatting the shape, and I'm pressing that I want the frame to be invisible. Or you can just leave it like a black outline or any other color you would like. But I like to leave it just blank and then cut with my own matching dies. I've cut a few, this time four square panels for the inside of the card. However, this time I am leaving them 4 by 4 inches, so that way once I glue them to the flaps there is no white edge on them, like around them. So I've got 4 of these, and then I cut teal one for the middle section as well, and I use exactly the same pattern, teal, gold, and a floral as on the outside of my box. I've got these gorgeous frames. I believe they are spellbinders. I'm not entirely sure because this is the dice I was given as a present from the lovely lady who is now retired art teacher, and she's downsizing her craft room. So from time to time she's appeared at my work with the bag full of goodies, and that was one of her dice she gave me, this golden frame as well as the teal one. And because everything was like loose in the box, I wasn't sure. However, judging by the color, I believe there are spellbinder dice she gave me this time, and I'm just trying to make a good use of it. Whenever I receive something from her, just want to make something pretty of it because I'll show her my work. I'm also making some cards for her, and I just want her to know that I really enjoy every single piece she's given me, and I appreciate that more than anything else because it's a true blessing for me that you know she's passing her goodies on to me. So now it's time for me to start embellish the inside part of the box. I am gluing this middle panel on the stand, and then I will put four other one on the side of my box. And here is another morning where I'm trying to finish off my box. I've took this birthday cake and glued it to the middle, but before I attach it to my box, I took that white lacy ribbon and I just create a little flounce in a round circle. I was just gluing it, and I've attached the birthday cake on top of that. And then I am trying to figure it out what I would like to have on the top, and maybe trying with some pearls and other like floral embellishments. But it's just a matter of try and see what looks the best on your composition. I prepare myself a little sign. I print the number 50 on a computer in a purple color shade, and then I've cut this and mat it on the steel color paper, and that way I had this lovely number to put on the top, like for my birthday cake. And you will see on a close-up photo it really really looks nice, and then just complete the entire work. And I must to say to you that I tried quite a few flowers before I found this perfect match. However, if it comes for embellishing my cards, I am quite picky, and I always want to make sure that I've made the best choice, so I'll be switching in between, like back and forth with same like two or three flowers, and trying to find out which one, and which one I want to use. And sometimes I do have a trouble with decision making if it comes for the matter. One of the last things I have to do is to attach those sentiments to my inside panels. And I'm also gonna be embellishing them with this little clay elements which I bought ages ago. One of On one of our holiday, I just walked to the cheap store, like everything for £1, and I found a couple packets of them. And there was a few of the wedding theme one which I already used, but this one with the birthday like presents, I never really get to use them. And right now, because I found them really really match the color scheme of my box, I thought this is a perfect embellishment. And you'll see on the photos later on, they really really work nicely. And sometimes whenever you are on those like a Poundland type of a store and you spot some, good offers, uh, it's always worth to buy like 1 or 2 packets and just keep them on hand, because you never know when they come handy. So once I have glued all those sentiment panels, my box base is ready. Now it's time for me to work a little bit on the lid. I've prepared myself this form, and before I will glue it down, I have to glue all those little pieces. I have 4 rectangles which I'll be gluing on the sides, and then on the top of my lid I will glue 3 squares in the same combination as on the other bottom bit, like a teal, gold, and then a pattern paper on the top. I am trimming edges a teeny tiny bit just to help the box fold it nicely. Before I will glue it down, I'll quickly put up the lid together just to check if everything is matching. So now I am adding the double-sided tape to my flaps, and I will put the lid together. At this point, because we are reaching nearly to the end of the video, I wish to say a huge thank you everyone who's recently subscribed to my channel, and for all of you who are watching my videos, and thank you so much for being here for me and for your lovely comments, and this really really mean a lot to me. And I just want to say that it just makes me so happy that whenever I post a new video, you guys been so kind to me and just always leave me some nice positive feedback, and I really really appreciate that. And even if you have some tips or wanted to say something, I am so grateful and feeling blessed for having you in my life, because thanks to you I can do uh, you're giving me a courage to follow my dreams and create those YouTube videos, and I really really enjoy them, and I hope you enjoy them too. Lastly, I am going to embellish the sides of my box with this white lace, and then I will put the purpley one on top. And I also decided to add a couple of the half pearls. I have a huge bag. That was a really really good bargain. I paid a few pounds for it, but I think it was like couple thousand of those pearls. So whenever I have some projects to do, you'll see in a minute, I am just reaching for those pearls, because first of all, I really really like their shine, because they're this AB, I can't remember what was the like aurora borealis effect, but anyway, they really really so shiny and I just love them. And I'm just gluing everything together on the sides, just with the help of a glue gun. As you can see, it's very very simple trick, but it really really puts your box up to the next level. And I like to finish my top lid this way, because first of all, it looks really really nice, and for second, it's really, you can hide all those imperfection if you're not gonna be like, your box is not 100% perfect. Then it's great idea to cover it with the lace. And here is my huge bag of pearls. So I've got so much of them that I'm sure they're gonna last me for a while. I will be gluing six of them on each side of the box, and I'm just making sure they are displayed equally before I will attach them with the help of my glue gun. And lastly, I am attaching this happy birthday Katrina sentiment on the top of my lid, and then in one of the corners I will add this big bow. And I think this finished the box lid nicely, and I purposely didn't attach any more flowers or anything like that, because I wanted the top bed to be quite simple. So once once the recipient will open the box, it will like be nice impression that it's all inside, like all the flowers composition and everything is inside. So this is why I'm leaving the top bit quite like simple. I will also add additional tag to the side of my box, so that way I will show which side is the front one. So once the box will be open, it will reveal this nicest part of the birthday cake with the ribbon on it. So here is a final look of my box. As you can see, this is the tag I was saying that I've put it on the side, and here's the top part. I really love the Spellbinder die because apart from die cutting, it also embellish it. I mean the one in a gold color, and once the lid is taken, this is how the card is present itself. It's got 3 sides with the sentiments, and then the 4th one is with the photo, but for the purpose of this video I just cover it so you know, there's a photo underneath the purple circle. So that was my project for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and you can also share the link to the video with all your friends and family you think they may be interested in. Thank you so much for watching my tutorial. I wish you all a wonderful day. Stay blessed, Marta.